steady day coming in from the Asian markets to the European right now. Gold prices on your screens, more than 0.5% of a gain coming in for that. And the silver prices actually have jumped up to nearly 1%. The support really is coming in from the fact that the US dollar index has declined again below 81, and that has led to some physical buying coming in from the Asian markets as well. The Indian markets also about at 28,900, some bit of a gain coming in for the silver prices as well. You also have to check on the rupee appreciation. That's the reason you haven't seen as much gains coming in for the Indian markets as in case of the international prices. The energy also, while it is making lower lows, and we are just about holding $92 at this point in time, and it's a second straight week in 2014 when you will be looking at a negative return coming in for the crude prices. There is a bit of a respite right now, so nearly 1% back in case of crude prices as well. The energy space in the meanwhile also seems to be awaiting the data. The US non-farm payroll data in the evening today is something that would give you further direction and open up the markets for the next week now on how you should be taking positions in that sector. Let's get in then. Biren Vakil, he is CEO Paradigm Commodities, and he joins us live on the show. Biren, hi, welcome. Silver first of all, and we seem to be trading really choppy onto that. $120 an ounce is a level that we seem to be meandering for the longest time now.
I don't see much action here. It seems to be a mixed bag. Gold seems as an asset seems to be a discarded asset for a while. Smart money is moving into bond, especially junk bond in Europe like Spain and Greece. US Treasury yield are up about 3%. So I don't think there could be some action, but a lopsided view from Mr. George Soros, the wizard, is saying a debt disaster might be looming in China, and if that happens, some kind of bad news, then gold may revive its safe haven appeal.
Biren, also what's your sense coming in for the base metal prices now, because this is yet another week where we have seen some declines coming in for this one too, especially for something like copper. How would you want to trade? Because after 1% decline in the previous week, we are closing this week as well on around multi-week lows.
Here shallow rebounds may be seen, but broadly speaking trend is clearly down, and I'm increasingly bearish on copper and other base metals as well. My call here would be to sell it around 458, stop would be 464, downside objective 447. For the medium term, I think I'm seeing it in Indian parlance 420 to 425, and in LME parlance around 6867.
Biren, how would you look at the energy pack, because that one also seems to be declining further down there. We're just about holding $92 a barrel. Remember, we started this year with $100 a barrel, so we've shaved off $8 in no time. How are you looking at the current prices? Do you see a breach of 90 coming anytime soon?
93.30 seems to be a strong resistance, and if market breaks 91.30 on decisive close, we may see 89.30, and if 89.30 there would be wholesale long liquidation, and I cannot rule out 84.40 to 85.30 subject to decisive breach of 89.30.
Back to the agro space then, and Biren, how would you look at the edible oil space, because that's an area that continues to follow the rupee and which has been quite choppy. What's the kind of cues that you're getting in from the international markets right now on that?
After modest increase in refined edible oil duty, market has totally discounted the news, and I am expecting a little bit downfall, say 530, 532 in CPO. So I would go short in CPO around 540, stop would be 545, and downside objective 530. In case of rupee, I am expecting it to 61.30, 40. So I'm more bearish in Indian terms of CPO. I would also clear that I am having no positions in above side commodities.
Sure. Biren, just one more question on the agro space really, because we seem to be getting into a fresh new year, and yet again with the supply glut in most of them, whether it's corn or wheat, which is looking at a record output of perhaps 100 million tons this time around, and it is the case with sugar as well. This perhaps would be a fourth straight year of high supplies, especially in the Indian markets.
In case of sugar, it's a worldwide problem. Global sugar is also facing huge glut. Indian sugar is also, we are having huge supply side story. So I think sugar has still significant downside left, even if price looks quite cheap.
And what's your sense coming in for grains, Biren? Because that's ditto the case with corn, maize, rice, and even the wheat prices.
In case of futures, volumes are extremely shallow, but for chana I am definitely bearish. Since quite long I am bearish, and still I prefer to remain bearish. There is overhang of bad quality chana, a little bit inferior quality chana, and new crop seems quite good.
Okay, Biren, we'll let you go at that. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us your strategies. That's the view coming in from Paradigm. Then they are sellers in case of the agro and most of the non-agro space as well, whether it's the base metals or the precious metals. They expect the sectors to see some decline in the intraday market there.